Do you think that the way we stand now after the PSI and everything, the issue of Greece remaining in the euro is settled for good? Or?
Anyway, for me, this I never put into question the membership of Greece, and I will never do so. Greece is an old European democracy. Greece is facing enormous problems. Greece is taking the actions we requested, and I don't see any reason for pursuing this stupid debate. We are feeding the financial markets with our own speculations. I will never be part of that.
Do you think there will be another package and another restructuring? Because that's the big debate the markets are having right now.
Yeah, but it depends on the way the second program will be implemented. If Greece is adding effective action to effective action, if Greece is reducing the fiscal gap, in one word, if the program is implemented, I don't see the need of a third package of the same amount.
And how about this whole debate of issuing a Eurobond and so on? Do you think that will ever happen?
I did propose that together with my then colleague Giulio Tremonti, the Italian finance minister, in December 2010. The Germans, the Dutch and others did reject this idea from the very beginning on without having assessed the merits of that idea. It will come someday.
Now, looking back at this whole Greek episode, what was the most dramatic moment for you?
Oh, there were so many dramatic moments that I can't distinguish. One would have been the more dramatic. It was a permanent drama.
When was the first time that you started getting really worried about the Greek deficit and the Greek debt?
In 2006 or 2007, we used to discuss month after month the situation in Greece, because we were very much and highly concerned. We were pushing our successive Greek colleagues to tell us exactly the truth, because we were considering that the numbers we were given and the numbers and the figures forecasted by the Greek government were not in line with what we thought. Then in 2009 the situation became obvious when the Papandreou government took over, and since then it's not a phenomena of a monthly discussion, it's a daily one.
Let me ask you, why was it that you didn't put any more public pressure before the elections of 2009 towards Greece?
That's a good and a reasonable question. The fact is that the Eurogroup is an informal group and not a decision-making body in the treaty sense of the word. As the Greek colleagues didn't acknowledge what became more and more obvious, and as I didn't want to increase the nervousness of the markets, and as we didn't have a response to what we thought would be the Greek situation, which was not acknowledged by the Greek authorities, it would have been very difficult, having no common analysis and having no common response, to jump into that mess by giving informations the Greek government would not have accepted.
Now, we're doing a historical piece, and what we have found out is Mr. Logoskoufis told us that he had promised you and the Eurogroup to take some measures in January of 2009. And then Mr. Papathanassiou told us also that he was committed to taking some measures in October of 2009. Did you have any concrete commitments that were not sort of didn't materialize?
We were insisting with both colleagues to the need and the necessity we did see to take effective action. We didn't tell them what to do exactly, but we asked them to come back on track.
I remember you being very angry when the actual deficit, the first deficit number came out, which was 12.7, I believe. If you can describe for us, your feelings back then.
I don't remember in detail what I thought that very day, and it was not the only day I was angry. But it was quite, it was not a surprise that the deficit was higher than previously described, but it was hugely higher, and that was the day, I think, where I was saying that the game is over, because already then, till then, we were always given figures which were not those who did correspond to the reality.
I know there was a time when, and you have talked about this, when Mr. Papandreou was going around different European capitals talking about how corrupt Greece was and how problematic it was. Do you think that helped, or do you think it sort of highlighted the problem a bit too much?
I don't know if this problem has been highlighted too much, but I have to say that corruption was a phenomenon in Greece, and it was sincere on behalf of George Papandreou to acknowledge that in all these segments of the Greek society there are phenomena of corruption. I think he was right, and since then all kinds of initiatives have been taken to fight against corruption, which has to be welcomed, of course.
Do you think it was a mistake that the Papandreou government didn't immediately take some measures to cut the deficit even for 2009?
I think that the Papandreou government discovered slowly the real situation, and so I didn't have the impression that the government was acting too slowly, but the government had to give an assessment on the situation the government itself discovered. But I have to say that when the analysis and the assessment were there, that at that moment the Greek government, Papandreou government, really took effective action, but not sufficient action.
Something which is very difficult, but looking back, we have a very big question in Greece whether Papandreou could have taken some measures immediately and avoided this whole crisis, or was this an accident waiting to happen from way before?
Looking back, it seems appropriate to consider that some actions could have been taken immediately and earlier, but that would not have been sufficient. What has been decided now seems to me being sufficient, but we had no chance, and would Papandreou have had a chance to introduce a range of measures of the kind and nature of those which have been taken in recent months. So I think he should have reacted earlier, but never could he have reacted in the way Greece is reacting now.